Okay, aloha, and thank you for joining us on this very special edition and Live at the Legislature. We're coming to you live Tuesday morning, March 31st. For those of you watching the TV feed live right now, we're having some technical difficulties with the video, so we appreciate your patience. But I'm told that the audio is coming across fine, so hopefully we'll be able to get information that we need to you. Thanks for bearing with us as we adjust, as all of you are adjusting to this unprecedented situation. Our guest this week, we have the President of the State Senate, Senator Ron Kouchi, coming to us live from his apartment in downtown Honolulu, where he's been on self-isolation for the last 14 days. Senate President, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jesse. Well, it's 12 of 14 so far.
Okay.
And we've had the special committee of the Senate meeting on COVID-19. For today at 1 o'clock, we've got General Hara, who will be coming to address the panel. At 2 o'clock, Dennis Ling, the administrator for the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism. At 2:30, we have, Dennis is at 1:30. At 2 o'clock is Jane Sawyer. She's the U.S. Small Business Administrator. So she's at 2 o'clock. And at 2:30, we have Riker Wada from Human Resources Development. We've been broadcasting and trying to get as much information out to the public, and then certainly for the members of the legislature, an ability for us to stay on top of the policies as they evolve. I just received an email while Della was doing the House portion from General Hara, and they do have a draft form of the Neighbor Island travel. And so they're going to ask you for your traveler name, your resident address, contact telephone, home and cell, the destination, so your airline, your flight number, hotel lodging or destination address, purpose of visit, duration of the visit, number in the party, a signature line, and a date. And unfortunately, when the governor held a press conference yesterday, he said that they are going to be issuing, or he will be signing, a new declaration. He has not signed it yet. So for those who have been calling about what those essential definitions would be and the rules, they were still working on it. Hopefully by 1 o'clock this afternoon, General Hara will be able to get us some better information as far as what that looks like. Another call I got while waiting to go on was from some in the building trades industry. Mayor Kawakami has a much more restrictive policy on what essential construction is compared to the other counties. They were asking, who should we follow? Well, it's clear that the governor has a broad state policy, but each of the mayors in their respective counties can have policies that are more restrictive than the general guidelines. They cannot adopt a policy. As an example, they couldn't say you don't have to quarantine, but they can say we think that these are essential. They can be more restrictive. So in the case of Mayor Kawakami, unless it's essential government infrastructure or affordable housing, he has pretty much said, we're not going to let other construction occur.
So Mayor Kawakami was one of the first county mayors to put in these strict restrictions, and you were an outspoken supporter because you really want to help us flatten the curve of this COVID-19 outbreak.
Yes, and then clearly being, in self-isolation, I've been watching CNN day and night, as well as reading a lot of material, and it's clear that, the self-isolation or staying at home, minimizing our movements is the best thing that we can do to combat the spread of COVID-19. Clearly, Mayor Kawakami took a bold step, but he did what is now shown as the right thing. I believe the next place we're going to be going is wearing masks. And again, I want to be clear, for the most part, the mask does not protect you from catching the disease, but the mask prevents you from spreading the disease. And we are now finding that there are asymptomatic persons who are in fact infected. And so, this is an important aspect. They believe that that's why some of the Asian countries have gotten better numbers. Testing has become more available. It will help us succeed. And then circulating in social media spots. And if you go to the Hawaii News Now website, they did a piece with Dr. Carl Kim from the Natural Disaster Institute at the University of Hawaii. They have a quick questionnaire that they would like you to fill out, and that would help in the contact tracing. I filled it out. It was very quick. The other thing that I did, and one of the strongest things that we can do to ensure our recovery when we hopefully return to normal, is to fill out the 2020 census. Make sure that we get all of the money that would be coming to us. If you have access to the internet, all you have to do is go to My Census 2020. It'll come up. When I did it, it was like 3 to 5 minutes, very quick to complete. But let's not leave the federal dollars on the table that we will so badly need when we get into the recovery period.
And the reason you're pushing for that is because that's what the federal government uses to determine how many people we have on the state and therefore how much money we deserve. So everybody who signs up for the census gets more federal money for Hawaii, which we're going to critically need for this recovery period. Now, we're running a little short on time, but I know you've been in self-isolation for 12 days. You look like you're doing good. How are you feeling? And have you talked to Senator Nishihara and the other senators?
Well, Senator Nishihara is doing well, and as Representative Baladi had said, we are in touch by text message. Senator Kahele, Senator Keokaloli have regular Facebook Live programs. I joked with Senator Keokaloli, he's my new favorite program at 7 p.m. Former Council Chair Mel Raposo has set up a couple of Zoom Facebook Lives that I've participated on. And with various committees, we're using the technology to stay in touch. Everybody's busy working and trying to do our best to communicate with our constituents, get the best information out there. But again, the best information is limit your movement.
Well, thank you so much for welcoming us into your home and experimenting with us while we do this new virtual Live at the Legislature, which we're going to keep doing for the time being as we help to flatten the curve and prevent the spread of coronavirus. So we really appreciate you taking the time to join us this morning, Senate President, and we're going to keep doing this every Tuesday morning. And this replays Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Olelo and on all the neighbor islands, including Ho'ike. Thanks to everyone on Kauai who's watching us right now, and thanks, Senate President, for joining us.
Aloha.
Aloha.
What are you doing? We have to go. I'm gonna be late for work.
It's Tuesday morning. I gotta record live at the legislature on Olelo. Senate and House leadership discussing what's happening at the state capitol.
So just watch it on the news tonight. Come on, let's go.
Hey, this is like getting the news before it's news. If only I could get this remote to work.
There. Can we go now?
No DVR? No problem. Watch Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. on Channel 49.